Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. We're doing an account takeover today of JMN. He is like super endgame, really great account. His great haul is in good shape. We've got an account here to do some work on. Now, what we're doing here today is taking an already fantastic clan boss team and seeing if we can push it to the kind of greatest level that you can get to. And that is going from a 3 key to a 2 key on Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. There's probably, I don't know, less than 1% of people in this game that are able to do it. I would say, I think that's fair. And we have got an account with, I guess, the right level of champions to do it. What I want to do today is something that's a bit different. So I would like to see if I can get a speed team that can do Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss in 2 keys. He's easily got the champions here to do a 2 key slow team, but the great thing with a speed team is it can continuously get better as your gear improves, whereas a slow team kind of has a bit of a cap where they're just not going to get any further in terms of damage, because ultimately the clan boss will continuously ramp up his hits and your defense just won't be able to deal with them. So I've been looking through the champions we've got here before coming to the account. Krisk is fantastic for a speed comp because he's got this ability on his A3 that does increase speed to the rest of the team. We've got a Raglin, who is the best out-and-out champion in the game for a speed comp. She fills turn meter on her A1. She also comes in with a cleanse for all of the shenanigans the clan boss does. And she's got a revive with full turn meter on her A3 on a 2-turn cooldown, which is mental. So those two are definitely in. Now, I have to have still, I don't have to, but I'm going to have the counter-attacker still in. Just checking, I don't think we've got any of the legendary counters here. Got great champions on this account, by the way. It's one of the best accounts I have seen. This is the account I used to do the guide on Big Dave here with Manaya. So, no, we don't have any of the legendary counter-attackers. So we're going to use Skull Crusher in the team. That's 3 people already taken care of. Now, Krisk has got in his passive a decreased attack and decreased defense on hits. So I'm wondering whether that is enough for my decreased attack and decreased defense setup. I wonder if that's enough or whether I need a separate decreased attacker in. I might well need a separate decreased attacker in, which would mean I'd need to bring Ultan. And Ultan could fit this team pretty well. And the other things which there's so many options with this setup that I could try. We've got Draco, who definitely could go in there and give us some poison and some damage. We could run in with a Blind Seer for big shields and free hit A1s. We could go in with Vizier and just get debuffs up and extend them all day long. That's not a bad idea for a speed team. I really wanted to try and fit in Duchess Lilitu, who's got speed on her aura and a passive which reduces damage that we take. So there's tons of options here, but we're definitely going to go 1, 2. They're like 100% in. 3 with our counter attacker, so that is 3 spots taken. I think other than that, I'm probably going to start off by trying Draco as a 4th. I think I'm going to go Draco and probably Ultan. The other crazy option could be is to get a Turvold into this team, because Krisk also has this ability which stacks additional duration of ally buffs. So Turvold's all about buffs. Krisk puts a load out there. Imagine Krisk, Duchess, Turvold, Raglin. I mean, it just feels like they could be pretty nutty. It feels really nutty, that comp. We've got a Weaken here. Maybe like an Ultan or something. There's just, as I say, there's so many options of what to do. It's almost racking my brains just to think what is the best 5 is the hardest thing. But definitely, this is a setup that can deal with speed comp. So that's what I'm going to try today. It might be a try and fail. I've not done a speed comp with this kind of level of accounts. In terms of where I got the inspiration for the build I'm going to go for today, I'm going to show you something in my Discord server here. So I've got somebody in my Discord server, Ninja Master 2000. He's basically done this team here, which was Venus, Raglan, Ultan, Valk, and Krisk. So we've got a similar type of feel to the team I can build myself. Krisk, Ultan, Raglan, Draco could replace those four. The Valk would become Skull Crusher, which wouldn't be as effective as what we've got here. But I definitely could do something similar to this. And this team hit over 50 million on Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. Here's the link. I'll put the link in the video description so you can check it out. But it's an insane hit. But he's actually running Relentless set on the Venus, Relentless set on the Valkyrie, and then very fast speeds on the rest of the teams. So that is my inspiration. Let's see how we do. I'm going to start building these guys up. At the moment, everybody is kind of built for either arena or, none of these champs are basically built to do this because they're not built to come into the clan boss. Most of them are built for the arena. But this could be really fun and different takeover today. I will show you the guys once I've got them built up, and then we'll do some test runs. Unfortunately, I had issues with my sound earlier, so my lips are not going to sync to this. We have got a Krisk built up here. Basically, I've built him up fast, very tanky with defense. You see his masteries here. We've basically gone into Bulwark as our main mastery, so that's going to take damage off of the other champions that we've got in the team. The idea is he's a hyper tank and he's going to protect the other guys. We've got a Raglan who has got, again, decent speed, all in speed gear. And she is basically in there for the heal and the revive and the free hit A1. Ultan coming in with some chunky old defense and speed. So we've got 260 speed, 4k defense. Then we've got a Draco who I've built up here in stalwart gear. And he has got 230 odd speed, good accuracy, good damage. And then we're going to move on lastly to Skull Crusher, who's basically come in lifesteal gear, over 190 speed and decent defense. So this is what we're going to do for the first run. So this is the setup then. Ultan lead, Raglan, Krisk, Skull Crusher and Draco. The idea here is that we basically just go A1s on the Raglan until we need her other abilities for heals and revives. We get 10 meter boost from that. We get the Ultan slam coming in to get our shields up. And then we're going to lay things like our poison, decreased defense and weaken from the Draco. Krisk is in there basically. He gets us to speed up and then he extends any buffs that we've got already. And we throw a counter attack up in the end here. And then basically we're going to get as many counters off as we can. It's a bit of a rinse and repeat. It's about just laying as many hits in as possible. I'll let this run through and I'll let you see how we get on. Okay, so pretty disappointing, 24 million. I guess the composition I saw before is the same composition apart from it's got a Valkyrie. And Valkyrie throwing those big shields out, I think was the kind of MVP moment of their video. So bit of a back to the drawing board situation. We're going to try a different composition here. I think we're going to try and just take out the Skull Crusher, because he's not really giving us too much advantage. And we're going to put in Duchess for more speed instead. So Duchess is going to go in the lead and we're going to put Ultan in that position a bit further back. Well, here we go. We finished that run. It's literally the longest run I've ever done. Look how long I lasted for. 19 minutes. 33.4 million. Great damage considering we've got no counter-attacker in there. Yeah, really good fun team actually. Really, really fun. There's definitely possibility here of a 2-key. I mean, if you threw a Valkyrie into this team, it's 100% doing 2-key, probably doing like 40 million plus. But yeah, really, really interesting team. Okay, so we're going to mix it up one more time, or maybe a couple of times actually. I want to see what sort of damage I can do throwing Turvold into the mix. I guess I'm going to take out Raglan. This is a tough choice because Raglan's actually really, really cool with Turvold because she can pick Turvold up and have him at 100% turn meter bar and just kind of make him good to go. But I'm not sure if I can afford to take out Draco either. Okay, this is what I've decided to go with then. So we've got Turvold in there, we've got Draco, we've got Vizier to extend all the debuffs. We've got Krisk and Duchess basically keeping us moving, keeping us alive, making sure that we have tons of tons of buffs on our Turvold. Right, we've got a load of buffs on our Turvold, we should be able to do a load of damage. There's still an argument to say should Raglan be in this team instead of Duchess even. I'm not sure what the best answer is, but I guess Duchess lays a load of buffs, so I'm going to put her in. So here we go. Idea here then is we put out as many buffs as we can. We keep ourselves going as fast as possible. And Turvold and the Draco are going to be our damage dealers. So Turvold's doing damage through physical hits, and Draco is going to be doing damage through his poisons. We've got ourselves Vizier in there just to keep extending all those poisons and debuffs so that we're always going to be going in at max damage. Look at that damage, 270, 230k. That is nice. That is really, really good damage there from Turvold. So we're going to just keep pushing this through and see what sort of damage we get out of this team comp. Okay, so Duchess has gone down, which means this run is going to end very... Oh, it's ended right there. Look at that 100k hit across the board. That's pretty mental. Another 33 million team, no counter-attack. Look at the damage there from Draco and Turvold. That's pretty cool. We're so close to a kind of 2-key team here. We just need a little bit more damage, perhaps a bit more setup, but ultimately that's looking good. I wonder if just swapping Vizier out for a Ultan is the answer to getting that extra bit of damage. But I think what we're going to do now, I'm going to go back to a more conventional setup and just try and get JM just a better, kind of more auto-friendly setup. Okay guys, here we go. We have got our final run then. So we've got Krisk on a 193 speed in this build, 5k defense, 50 odd k HP. He is a tank. We have got a Vizier who is very slow, 146 speed. Basically the idea here is Krisk goes at 193, Skull Crash and speeds people up. He's got that speed buff. So he speeds up 30% of your speed. Skull Crusher then comes in at 139 speed, and he will then kind of get his rotation going after the first stun. And then everyone else needs to come in between 140 and 147. So this is a super slow team, which is enabled by someone who keeps a speed buff running all the time, like Krisk. So we have got here a 146 Vizier, high crit rate, plenty of damage coming out of him. We have got ourselves a Draco, again slow speed, 149. Might even be a little bit too fast, we'll see. 263, decent crit and crit damage. We've got a Duchess coming in at 5k defense, 146, and decent stats elsewhere. Could even pump this up a little bit more actually. I'll leave it for now. And who else do we have? Draco, Duchess, Krisk, Vizier, and our Skull Crusher. So that's it. Let's give it a go. This is a slightly different build again. Great thing about an account like this is you can actually just test a load of stuff out and have some good fun with it. So we don't want her in the lead. We want to have... What do we want? What do we want? We don't have a natural leader in this team. Don't want it to be Krisk. Duchess would be my natural leader, but I don't want her aura to kick in. So I think it's going to end up being Vizier. Because once he starts doing his job, he's probably the least effective person for us. Or maybe Draco, actually. Let's try it like this. Krisk is in there. Who am I missing? Who am I missing? Draco we've got. Is that the right Draco? Yes. Draco, Krisk, Duchess, Skull Crusher. I just went over him 2 seconds ago. Vizier. There we go. Make sure this is the right Skull Crusher. This account's got 2. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's get into this and let's see how we get on. So I'll show you the setup. The setup, you have to do a manual for the first wave on this type of build. So we go increase speed first. No, we don't. We go A1, A3, then A2 with the Krisk. So Krisk is the only one who's fast enough to go. Let's get our decreased defense and weaken up. Save this ability for the next wave. Start extending some debuffs with Vizier. Save the counterattack until after the first stun. So A1, well, then we get our increased speed up now and increased defense. Get some poisons out there. Let's get our block debuffs, etc. up. Extend a few more bits and bobs. Keep that again for the next hit. And then now we go with the ally protection hit. And we extend all of that speed. See that? Extended the speed. We should keep that speed up now for the whole fight. Didn't get stunned for the debuff. Extend all of this stuff again, hopefully. Don't think we did, actually. Get the counterattack off. And from here, we can actually auto, and it will just auto 100% fine. So that's the idea. This is how you build a slow team using someone like a Krisk as a speed up champ. I'm going to manual it until we fill up the debuff bar, but I'll let you know how we get on. Okay, here we go. Coming in at 30.35 million. So that's a pretty decent run. We're not far off. We're not far off the 2 key. We're really close. Maybe we just need to punch in a bit more damage. Maybe Vizier for an Ultan could be the answer. But 17 million from the Draco is nice. We're close. We're close.